Guys, welcome back to another episode of EdgeMasterGaming, and today we're going to be covering the newest launcher update that was released on March 3rd. This update includes not only the new Carl-Gustaf M2 explosive launcher, but private server commands, weapon framework updates, and ROBLOX Badge rewards. But before we get started, if you like the Project Lazarus content on this channel, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons below. And of course, don't forget to check out the awesome site links as well as timestamps and other videos from this channel, which will be in the description box for your viewing pleasure. Alright guys, let's get started. Our first item in the update covers new private server commands along with a new welcome message when joining a private server. This link here takes you to the following webpage. These commands are pretty cool, especially the skip vote command that allows you to speed up the process when waiting for the game like you see here. You can even kick, hurt, and yes, even kill other players. And yes, you've guessed it, you can even issue commands on yourself. Watch. Next, Logitech implemented a new badge reward system, so every time that you successfully perform an achievement during gameplay, a badge reward will appear in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. For a list of all badge rewards currently available in Project Lazarus, just go to the bottom of the Project Lazarus page like you see here. It also provides a list of how many players have achieved each reward, which is pretty cool, right? And now for the moment we've all been waiting for. Welcome the newest gun to Project Lazarus, the Carl-Gustaf M2 launcher. This weapon, as you can see, can only be obtained from the mystery box. It holds 1 shell in the magazine and carries 20 in reserves. This does a considerable amount of damage on direct impact and also does splash damage. Because of its size, there's hindered mobility, and any time when the player is within the blast radius, the screen will become blurry and will cause only the player that wields the weapon to be disoriented. But hey, that's what happens when firing a weapon that's used to destroy armored vehicles. Anyway, let's see this weapon in action. Now, regardless of what you may think of the player that uses this weapon, when packed, they do have good intentions. You see what I did there? Yeah, okay, yeah, that was bad. Anyway, good intentions comes with 6 rounds in the magazine and 42 in reserves. It carries the Hellfire module that converts the weapon to full auto, has reduced spread, and reloads all rounds at once. Now let's see the module at work. This weapon overall is great. The fact that you have a fully automatic launcher that you can reload all shells at once is wonderful. The downside, of course, is the reload time, but that should be expected, right? Based on my experience, this weapon is great as an assist, meaning if other people train, you can pick the horde apart. You can rest assured that this weapon will be in my future videos. Next weapon on the list is the P90, which is one of my favorites. This weapon has been buffed as Logitech has increased the rate of fire to better match the real-life RPM, and the recoil has been massively decreased. Here's a look at the old gun before the update. And here's a look at the new one. Next on the list is the K1A, Apparently there was a typo in the reserve pool for the packed version of the gun, as it has been reduced to 270. That's not bad, I can live with that. I just hope in the future that Logitech doesn't nerf this gun because it's way too good. Moving on to the AN94 Abakan, where Logitech increased the fire rate to be closer to the real-life hyperburst. There were small adjustments to the fire animation to compensate. Here's a look at the old gun before the update. And here's a look at the new one. Next is the M16A4, which now has a lowered rate of fire to be closer to the real-life RPM. It also has increased damage, ammo buffs, and reserves. Two things to note is the reduction on the packed magazine size from 45 to 30, and there's a modified fire sound. See if you can hear the difference here. Up next is the Remington 870, where there were updated animations to the gun kick, pump animation, and slight touches to the reload. You can see the differences here. So for the weapon framework, hip fire, single action, and shell reload, I'm not going to cover because this goes way further down into the weeds than I want to go. However, I will say I do want to cover the sprint more, particularly where Logitech fixed a bug where players can sometimes start shooting before exiting sprint. Here's a look at the bug if you've never seen it before. So what happens is the sprint gets initiated, and at that moment you're allowed to fire your gun, which shouldn't happen. Down but not out. Maybe fix the bug where the player would go down with the wrong weapon out. I've seen players go down before with the Ranger, and I even had a video where I captured someone who was firing with the M249 while they were down. Unfortunately, I no longer have that video to show you, but it was hilarious. Also, fixed an issue with the revive experience not being rewarded to players that recently joined mid-game. Well, hopefully it's fixed because you should get the experience. Moving on to perks. I did hear that you can get knocked while drinking the perk and would be able to keep it, but I never personally experienced it. Potentially fixed a bug where knifing after buying can stop the player from getting the perk. I never experienced this one either. Added a slight flash on the icon when acquiring a new perk. So if you look here when I grab the double tap, you'll see a slight flash at the beginning over the icon. Next on the list we have extended walls to potentially prevent glitches caused by Roblox physics. These were places updated on both the research and graduation maps that you could perform glitching to enter areas that are not normally accessible. One place in particular is the power room on graduation. By extending the walls, we can now prevent things like this from happening. And if you haven't seen this video on my channel, please check it out. This is one of my sub-run videos. The link will be in the description below. Next to last, we're going to be covering the HUD or heads-up display. Logitech made small changes to prep for this upcoming display name feature on Roblox. Now, I had to do some digging because I was unfamiliar with this upcoming change, and this is what I found. This webpage discusses this change in detail and reads as follows. Usernames are globally unique names that can be used to precisely identify an account. They're what you use to log in, and they're used to identify the real you. After display names are rolled out, your username will be prefixed with an @ symbol. Display names are not unique. With the introduction of this feature, your display name is what will appear in places such as chat, player lists, or over your in-game character's head. Gone are the days of being Cool Roblox Fan 43732. Now you can simply be Cool Roblox Fan. You will still use your unique username to log in, and users will still be able to see your current username. but you will now be able to choose a display name that you prefer to be shown to everyone, without the limitations of needing it be something unique like your username. Most places around Roblox will start to show display name, although your unique username will still be visible on your profile. So with that being said, I think that this will be pretty cool and can't wait for the change, even though it won't affect me that much. And our last portion of the update that we have is for the Armory. Logitech created a new weapon class for the Carl-Gustaf M2. He also moved the K1A further down in the submachine gun list given its higher point price. So here's how you get to the Armory, and the locations for both of the new guns are here. Guys, thanks so much for taking the time again to watch one of my videos. At this time, we currently have over 2,250 subscribers, and I just want to say that I sincerely appreciate you all. Be on the lookout for my upcoming videos like future subscriber runs and helpful tips for the research facility map. And as always guys, remember to have fun, take care, and God bless.